The Gospel. Everyone has sinned. The wages of sin is death. Without the shedding of blood, there can be no remission for sin. But Jesus shed His blood to redeem His people. That raises the question, who are His people? Well, they are those that confess and believe in Him and subsequently follow His teachings. So let's look at some of Jesus' teachings. Do you believe Jesus when He taught that His words would never pass away? Or do you believe that His words were corrupted until restored in 1830? Do you believe Jesus when He said that the gates of hell would not prevail against His church? Or do you believe that the church was lost until 1830? Do you believe Jesus when He taught that some people would come to Him thinking they know Him because they had done good works in His name, but would be mistaken? How can this be? The Apostle Paul put it into words when he warned about people teaching another Jesus. So when Jesus taught that belief in Him is the only way to salvation, He very much meant that that belief must rest in Him as a real and definite person, and not in someone else assuming His name. And Mormonism teaches that things are true about Jesus that directly contradict the Bible. So many, in fact, that the biblical Jesus and Mormon Jesus are mutually exclusive. They both cannot exist as the same person. Therefore, one of them is another Jesus. But where did the Mormon teachings about Christ come from? Ultimately, they all rest on the truthfulness of Joseph Smith, who, as we have just seen, simply disregarded Jesus' teachings concerning His word and church. He also dismissed what Christ taught about the nature of God. For example, Jesus taught that God is spirit, and Smith taught that God is flesh. So at the risk of rejection from Christ Himself, do you believe in the Jesus of the Bible, or in the other one taught by Joseph Smith? Allow me to describe to you the saving nature of the Jesus of the Bible. He saves you even though you don't deserve it. He saves you while you were in your sin so that He can take you out of it. He saves to the uttermost. You can never out-sin Him or lose His salvation. He saves you so that you can respond to His mercy with good works. And everyone He saves will spend eternity with Him, as opposed to the only other option, eternity in hell. But the man Joseph Smith, who dared contradict the very words of Christ, taught differently. In his system, your salvation rests entirely upon your own ability to completely do away with your own sin. If you succeed at this impossible task, your final reward doesn't even involve Christ, but rather exaltation to your own godhood. The resources at ldsvideo.org can assist you in assessing the claims of Joseph Smith by showing their history and detailing their departure from the Bible. Paul warned about exchanging the truth of God for a lie, and Jesus taught that all those who are of the truth listen to His voice. So read His words in the Bible and use them to evaluate the teachings of Mormonism.